Welcome, everyone. My name is Pete Curdy. I'm the principal of Glacier Ridge. Hopefully you can hear us families if you are online, and I have the students over here to my left and to your right on your screen. This is my 8th year being the principal at Glacier Ridge. It sounds like a lot, but it has flown by. And I love my job mostly because of the students that are standing to my left right now. Before we get into the main part of our ceremony, I would like to say a few thank yous. First of all, thank you to all of the fifth grade teachers and the support staff all of this year. They have done a phenomenal job supporting and educating fifth graders. Specifically, thank you to Mrs. Fain, who has done a wonderful job with her class. So boys and girls, round of applause to Ms. Fain. Secondly, thank you to the families. We couldn't have done it without you, and we certainly wouldn't be here without you. It has been a difficult year, and I very much appreciate everything that you have done to support us this year. A lot has fallen on you as parents, more so than it ever has before. So thank you very much to you, boys and girls. Please, a round of applause for your families. Families, also, thank you for being flexible this year with the ceremony. It was a hard decision whether we would be inside or outside due to the weather, and I very much appreciate that. It is par for the course because of it. So I appreciate your understanding and flexibility. Thank you also to Mr. JP and Kelly Axelband for their help as they helped plan this ceremony. It was a lot of logistics since everything is pretty much different than it has been in the past. So we appreciate their support, and hopefully next time there's a pandemic and it rains, we will be extremely prepared. Those of you joining us on Zoom, this ceremony is live streamed as we speak. It will also be recorded and emailed to families, so hopefully the technology will work. Boys and girls, each year I have a speech for the fifth grade class. As you leave, some parting words. It's a little bit of a dad-ism, a little bit of a lecture, but hopefully you enjoy it and try not to fall asleep. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet, ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled and puzzled till his puzzler was sore. You may have recognized that quote from the Grinch movie. This year certainly has made my and probably your puzzler sore. Similar to the Grinch that stole Christmas, it feels like COVID stole our school year and the experiences that typically go along with it. It was a year of can'ts and don'ts, rules, regulations, differences, and obstacles. COVID almost literally stole our parties, traditional celebrations, promotion, holiday post office, and so much more. It's hard not to think about all of the things that COVID took from us this past year. Now, spoiler alert, I'm going to give you some of the plot of the Grinch movie. So if you haven't seen it, first, where have you been? There are like 2 versions of it. Second, if you don't want to hear the plot or ending, just tune me out, which most of you have probably done already. If you remember, in that movie, the Grinch has a devious plan to destroy and eliminate the happiness of all the residents of Whoville. He goes around taking all of the holiday items and presents and decorations and anything that would be fun, joyous, and celebratory. His goal was to make everyone as grouchy and unhappy as he was. Now, if you recall, his plan didn't work. Instead, the town of Whoville joined together, supported one another, and found joy in the little things that were truly meaningful. The town sang, danced, and spent time together. They celebrated each other's company and cared for one another. They focused on what was truly important, people. Not only that, notice that none of them were mad at the Grinch. People of Whoville had empathy and kindness and compassion for the Grinch, even though he was unhappy and tried to destroy their happiness. I'd like to think that the Glacier Ridge community is the town of Whoville. When things became difficult and COVID tried to steal our happiness, we came together to support one another, had kindness and empathy, and found joy in the important things. The staff of Glacier Ridge focused on building connections. In a year of distancing, separation, and keeping to yourself, we focused on building connections. So, you are the residents of Whoville. You had to persevere this year despite things being taken away. We often preach to you about flexibility and perseverance, creativity, and innovation. At each turn, though, this year, something was different or constantly changing. Think back to how you learned this year. Online, orientation days, hybrid, full return. That takes flexibility. For remote students, you've been online learning the entire year. Many of you not even seeing your teacher face to face. That takes perseverance. All students have to complete assignments in a brand new way. Collaboration looked completely different than it had in the past. Lunch and recess were different at school. RLA students even had recess on their own. All of these are examples of items that COVID stole. However, as the residents of Whoville, what did you do? You remained positive and learned from those experiences. You learned how to be innovative and creative. You learned how to solve problems on your own. You learned how to connect with others in different ways. You learned how to persevere when things became difficult. You learned how to remain kind.
You gotta open it.
When things weren't always going right. These are things that many adults struggle with. At the end of the movie, you know that the Grinch's heart ends up growing 3 sizes bigger. Why does that happen? Because he learns from the residents of Whoville. Believe it or not, we learned a lot from you this year. We learned that kids have more resilience often than adults. We learned that you can find joy in a lunch period where you're 6 feet away from your friends. We learned that you can still help develop close friendships, even when you only play with the people in your own class at recess. We learned how you can still connect with others, even when you don't even see them in person. Plus, we learned a lot of technology from you because sometimes you're just better at it than we are. So, I end with a thank you. Thank you for allowing adults to learn from you. Doesn't mean that we're not smarter than a 5th grader. However, I'm saying that we all can learn from one another, including adults learning from kids. Also, thank you to the families of the Glacier Ridge community. This was a hard year for everyone. Thank you for collaborating with us to support your children. Thank you for your trust, and thank you for your kindness and empathy. So, 5th graders, good luck next year. Take what you've learned this year and take it with you. You'll need the knowledge that we imparted to you, but more importantly, you'll need the life skills that you use to survive this year. You'll need to take the skill of finding joy when someone tries to steal your happiness. You'll need the flexibility and innovation when there's a roadblock in your way. You'll need the kindness and empathy even when when someone is acting like the Grinch. Those will be the skills that you will likely never forget. Oh, and if you haven't seen the Grinch movie, go see it. So, 5th graders, thank you very much. I wish you luck next year and forever. Congratulations to the class of 2028. A few logistics. So a student's name will be called after I introduce Ms. Ladico, and she will read the names. Students will come up and be receiving their certificate. They will briefly hold it up in front of the camera. Boys and girls, if you could hold your applause until afterwards when we are all done, and then we'll clap when everybody is up on the stage. We'll take a picture of families for you, and we'll share that with you as well. Following that, we will have families go outside or have the class go outside to do the bell ringing ceremony. Families, you're welcome to join us if you're able to get here between now and that bell ringing ceremony. However, if you cannot, you're welcome to come back at any time and ring the bell and do that on your own. And then a last thank you to families and thank you to everyone. It has been a pleasure serving you, supporting your child, and collaborating with you in their lives and education. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Mrs. Fain to give out the certificates.
Hi. Sarah Aziz. Rohan Bapna. Rachel Browning. Hayden Buckles. Tam Cooper. Kia Dungarani. Bryce Gibney. Sam Holland. Emily Huang. Cole Hughes. Red Khan. Barrett Manita. Gavin Mullins. Ryan Novi. Sarah Osman. Arush Pagidala. Vivian Peoples. Jules Reinmuth. Jude Reeser. Keegan Sullivan. Timothy Sunday. Wesley Vanderhorst. Reese Bullitt.
Families, thank you again. We'll take some pictures of everybody up here. We'll email them to you, and then we'll have our bell ringing ceremony following this right now. And I would like to introduce you to the class of 2028. Thank you very much.
You want to get up there? Okay, got it.
Hey, boys and girls, thank you very much. Ms. Fain will lead you out. We'll start with the first row, and you can head on out, and your families will meet you. Families, if you are signing out your students, you're welcome to do that now or when you come to the bell ceremony, or they will go home the regular dismissal way at 12:25 today. Thank you.